This is the evening news with Ivan Leung and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. Co-anchor Danielle Staniskov is off tonight. Let's wish her well soon. Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard was in Perth this week to continue her election campaign. She first visited a school in Rockingham and then on Wednesday she attended a community cabinet meeting in Thornley. State political journalist Christian Dwyer has more.
These are the empty seats of the 400 pre-registered people who attended the community cabinet meeting here at Thornley Senior High School. Topics range from the Gonski report to asylum seekers and even a cheeky stab from a Liberal supporter himself. Prime Minister Julia Gillard confidently answered the questions as well as queries from the public. The PM kicked off proceedings at the community cabinet with the topic of live export leading the way, and an announcement that she thought the industry really had a future.
But we were very determined to make sure that we got the animal welfare standards right and we put this industry on a sustainable footing for the long term, and that's what we've achieved.
Despite answering several questions from the crowd, on occasion the PM would turn to her cabinet, and Stephen Conroy talked candidly of the NBN, his pet project as Minister for Communications.
We're expecting that by 3 years of the rollout, we'll have South Perth with 23,000 homes, Victoria Park 25,000 homes, Bassendean 17,000 homes, all under construction or completed. And we expect to turn on our first Perth homes in either South Perth or Victoria Park in June.
There were still hard questions to be asked, as one man even asked if the death penalty would be reinstated.
I'm not a believer in the death penalty, and the policy of our Labor Party has been opposed to the death penalty for a long period of time.
And even a cheeky Liberal supporter had something to say, questioning the lack of time that the PM had spent in Western Australia throughout the election.
I read that Liberal Party press release too. For me, I do travel to Western Australia as often as I can. It's a big country and I can't be in every part of it every day by definition. I was last year in Western Australia because we hosted here some very important strategic talks between us and the United States, and we've taken a deliberate decision to host a number of big international events out of Western Australia.
The PM left to rapturous applause ahead of the 40th Community Cabinet to be held in Victoria. Christian Dwyer, WAMN News.
The Premier Colin Barnett has announced that the State Parliament's Legislative Assembly will be sitting again April 11th. It's understood that WA's Governor-General Malcolm McCusker will commence the first seating. In a media statement, Mr Barnett said the Legislative Assembly will have a sitting date of 20 weeks. The Legislative Council won't be sitting until May 21st, and the sitting timetable is yet to be decided. In this year's state election, the Liberals and Nationals together won 37 seats, while the Labor opposition only won 19 seats. Perth Council House has celebrated its 50th anniversary this week. The Lord Mayor Lisa Scafidi met the architects who designed the controversial historic building. Shibs with the details.
Perth Lord Mayor Lisa Scafidi has marked the 50th year anniversary of the Perth Council House, first built in 1963. The architects of the historic construction, Don Bailey, had morning tea with the Lord Mayor to celebrate this milestone occasion. Ms. Scafidi said the Council House is home for the City of Perth.
I believe it has been a great decision to keep the building, and we refurbished it, and it is now the home of the City of Perth because it is truly representative of 60s architecture. It has a very transparent style, it's contemporary.
The building has survived numerous controversies and almost got demolished in the early 90s after it was not considered to be a heritage-listed building by the state government. Ms. Scafidi also took this opportunity to promote Earth Hour, urging people to get actively involved every day of the year and not to look at the event merely as a symbolic gesture.
I think some people are not walking the talk. They might get involved in the symbolism of the event on the evening, and we need to constantly remind people that we all need to incrementally be part of the change, and every little bit of difference will make a world of difference ultimately.
Shibs, WAMN News.
Another Transperth bus has caught fire and was lucky that no one was injured. The incident happened on Sunday night when the gas bus caught fire while parked in a Welshpool depot. The Public Transport Authority has said they will investigate the matter. It's the third time in 4 months that a gas bus has caught fire, stacking up a total damage bill of 1.5 million Australian dollars. To Hong Kong news now. 2 Filipino maids have lost their legal battle for the right to obtain permanent residency. While the union has said the verdict is not fair, the Hong Kong Chief Executive Leung welcomed the court's verdict. Queenie Lee has more.
2 Filipino maids have appealed for eligibility to become permanent residents in Hong Kong and lost. The Court of Final Appeal believes that the Filipino maids, who have lived in Hong Kong for more than 7 years, only meet one of the requirements, therefore they are not eligible for permanent residency. The court has also declined to refer the case to the National People's Congress Standing Committee to define the right of permanent residency. On the other hand, the government has responded saying that they will deal with the mainland pregnant mothers with legal pathways. Queenie Lee, WAMN News.
The Mass Transit Railway is reviewing its train fare based on the fare adjustment mechanism. Meanwhile, Citybus has said that there's no financial pressure to increase the bus fares. Hong Kong correspondent Aaron Kay reports.
The Mass Transit Railway said based on the existing adjustment mechanism, the train fare can receive a 3.2% increase. However, the mechanism is under review by the government and the MTR, aimed to complete by June this year. The cost of living and wages of the transport workers will be put into consideration during the review. On the other hand, during the press conference, Citybus said there is no financial pressure to increase the bus fares. Citybus has also introduced a new airport bus fleet, featuring extra luggage areas, leather seats and equipped it with closed-circuit television. The bus company said the new buses will create less carbon pollution. Aaron Key, WAM News.
And that's how the world looks tonight. Don't forget to hop onto our website for the latest news. On behalf of Danielle Staniskov and myself, good night.